Yo everybody, welcome to Team Red Titan, and I'm going to be taking you through today the fan art quarter scale Savage Lands Storm. This is made by a company I've got a few pieces off. I'm a moderator in their group, so if you need anything from them or you like what you see, just contact me. But this was a piece I couldn't turn down. I just wanted to display, a beautiful Storm with my Colossus over there, my fan art one that you all know I've got with the Sentinel base. This one fell into my lap really. Somebody failed to pay the rest of their stuff and I got the opportunity to jump in there and buy it. So I'm really pleased I got that sort of option. It does help. Basically, I'm going to run through the unboxing video. I'm going to try and get everything out. You're going to get my initial thoughts on it. I'm going to give you the sort of the reviews that I like to do, which is basically close up, marine style, in deep, going all over it, looking at it. The least you see of me, the better. So you're only going to catch me now at the beginning and at the end of the video. Alex is going to take you through the showcase, give you details of the piece, the edition size, and some character background. If you don't know already, it's Ororo Munroe. Beyond a mega level mutant who is like one of the most powerful characters in X-Men and Marvel Comics. So stay tuned and hear my initial thoughts on the piece. It's quite a reasonable box, as you can see, and it's fairly narrow. It's just a plain box. This is basically how this commissioner does it. Just has his logo box. Everything's nice and smooth and plain. No issues there at all. Okay, so classic foam box there. Sort of like when you do fan art pieces, it pretty much this is what happens. This is what you get. So this is my first reaction to this because I haven't seen anything yet. So this is the first time opening it. And when you open it, that's what you're looking at the moment. So what we have over there is the base. And it looks like a couple of portraits and everything go in there. So let's get on with getting everything out of here, one thing at a time. So you take out your and there. And this is the base. We've got some sort of rocks and vines, sort of like almost, what would you call them? Sort of creeper vines that cling into the rocks. You've got a beautiful saber-toothed tiger skull on there with the vines coming through the eye socket. Some lovely work on there. The camera is not actually picking out as much of the difference in color-wise from the vines to the rocks. It's similar, but not quite the same. But yeah, and there's the edition size there. So Savage Lands Storm, sculpted by Agent XO, and I got number 26 of 75. And this to me looks like the body, so I'll go from that. So this is the beautiful body sculpt on this piece. Ororo Munroe Storm, Savage Lands. Got that lovely sort of to protect her modesty running through her legs. That actually comes like that. Look, all the details on the boots. Very nice. Feathers on there as well. Look at that lovely green on the belt. It's beautiful. Wow. This is part of the cape. Really nice work on this, great shading, really some delicate parts. You have to be paying attention to this. It's got a lot of sort of edges and bits and pieces like sticking out, so be careful when you're taking that out. Another little delicate piece here. Don't know if that's like an emerald or what that is, that green, but it's absolutely stunning with the feathers. It's got a little insert there, so. But yeah, very nice. This looks like a right arm. Again, got the fantastic, beautiful green. Vibrant and nice as it breaks up the colours, lovely. And the gold on a wristband. You got to remember that, Aurora was like the daughter of a priestess, wasn't she? So, having a little bit of this sort of glamour on her looks fantastic, to be honest. And the other hand. This is the left hand. Get them close up on them nails there. Look at the colour scheme on that. It's really, really nice how they've done the skin tones on this. You know, yeah, lovely. And this is the hand that holds the lightning in it, so you get a better idea. Just, you've got the small peg inside there, the inside of a, basically looks like she got stigmata, that beautiful. Great colour scheme, really well articulated nails where you can actually see, look at that, look how good the detailing around them fingernails are, beautiful, really nice. And this is the lightning, so there's the insert there, and look at the paint effect on that. Try and get that close so you can see some very clear resin with some dark blues, light blues, turquoises sort of in there. It's very nice, catches the light absolutely perfectly. Hold up against something like this, look at that, how it glows up under a light. Stunning. And now going for the big show. This is the main reason why I bought this piece in the first place, is the actual portraits. It's two of the best portraits I've ever seen. I mean, this company really excel. Okay, let's have a look at this. This is a big reveal. Oh wow, look at that. Would you look at her? What a stunning portrait. Doesn't look like anyone other than Storm. It's got not Rihanna's face or any other stupidness going on. It actually just looks spot on for Storm. Look at that beautiful profile. Beautiful cheeks. It's great skin tones. Fantastic eyes. Look at the hair. So many colours. Whites. All different shades of greys. This was the money shot for me. This and the other portrait. This is the reason why I picked this up. I thought putting this next to Colossus is going to be absolutely stunning. And she looks magnificent. And this is the main, like, this for me is the portrait. This is my favourite portrait of them all. So you get two, and you get this one here, which has crazy sculpt details in that hair. More stern look across the face, like a pissed look. Don't know about you, but I like my women looking a little bit pissed. And she looks seriously annoyed. You've got like the hint of a pupil there in the eye, but it's white. Fantastic skin tones, beautiful lips, lovely eyebrows. Then you go around the back here, trying to be careful. And look at all of that detail, look at all of them strands of hair coming off everywhere. All over the place. What a fantastic sculpt around. Look at the side view. Look at that. Put that up there. Look at that. Wow. That is something. What a portrait that is. Up until this point, I think XM probably is one of the better portraits for Storm, but this is absolutely just smokes it easy. This is like just on a different planet level. It's just, it's really even hard to put it into words. Absolutely magnificent portrait, that. Jesus, wow. Okay, so I've put in some detailed pictures of how this actually goes together. There is obviously an assembly video that you can watch, but the guy does it from the back, which just makes it a little bit more confusing in how it's done. It's for like a simple design of a piece. It's actually quite a complicated assembly, just due to the fact that you need to, they sort of interlock into places, they cover seams, and it's actually quite a good way of doing it, because it does cover a lot of the neck seam that's going on there. Obviously with a switch out head, you're going to have a neck seam, especially around skin. So the way that they've done it is over the left shoulder and the right shoulder, you've got a combination of like a necklace that's going round, two capes meeting each other, and a strap. So it all flows very nicely once done. but you want to take your time. The aggravating thing is obviously when you want to switch out the portrait, you're going to have to take everything off and start again. It's not a simple pull the head off and then replace it with the other head. You're going to have to take off the cape, and you're going to have to take off the neck bit, and you're going to have to take off the bit that slips into each of the shoulders. She basically, underneath that cape, has 2 inserts, and all the cape bits and pieces have inserts, so they all interlock into each other, which when it's assembled, it's absolutely magnificent. As you can see in front of you, she is absolutely stunning set up. This is the sort of walking, sexy, half pissed off pose, which I absolutely love. I wanted to do an assembly where you see me put it together, but it is at the stage where I would need another person to actually hold the camera and watch me while I do it and come into the sections that I'm trying to do so you can see. So I've done pictures just to make up for that fact. It's taken me around about maybe 15 minutes to put this together after watching the video, so it isn't too bad. Anyway, let's get to some close-ups. I get Alex do the actual showcase, and I'll catch up with you for the close-up bits.
Hey everybody, it's Alex, and I just want to thank Gio for giving me a little bit of airtime. As we know, he likes the sound of his own voice. So let me give you a little bit of history about the character. I'm not going to go too much depth into it because it will just be me reading off of Marvel Wiki, but here goes. So real name is Ororo Munroe, and she's been around since Giant Size X-Men #1 in 1975. So this actually is a fan art piece, and this is an edition size of 75. She's been there, she's been very important to a lot of the storylines. A few stories where it goes into her past, where she was originally a thief, and a few relationships along the way with, I believe, Black Panther, and even Forge, I believe. So this is from Savage Lands, and Savage Lands actually been around in the X-Men story for a while. Actually, the first appearance of Savage Lands was in Marvel Mystery Comics, and that was number 22 in 1941, and then also it became gained familiarity in X-Men 10 in March 1965. So it's been around a long time. So let's have a look at the piece and see what we think about this. So great looking portraits there, beautiful skin tones. That's the main thing that stands out about this, is the actual skin tones. There's been many kind of statues along the way where I've kind of seen them, and I'm just not that impressed, especially with the sort of black characters where their skin can be quite hard to replicate, and a lot of companies have done it quite wrong over the time. Oh, a bum shot there, nice. So looking over the piece, he's moving quite quick here with the camera. Fantastic. And I mean, like, you've got the great looking base there with the sort of saber-toothed tiger, because it's the prehistoric land, and great detail there on the base, the rocks, all these things. And it's got, the best thing about this is got a really nice size footprint. It's really small, really displayable. With me, who's got too many statues I can display, that is something that would appeal to me. And the other point is these gems. Look, he's moving around well too much up to the boobies, and whereas these gems look great. The actual the greens really pop, and it's a great sort of colour to sort of go with the rest of it. And there you go. Then you've got the lightning effect in her hand, done really well. Balances there nice. Absolutely fantastic. And then when you look at her outfit as well, it looks like it's kind of homemade. Something that obviously she's made along the way while she's on the island, and looks great. Looks really nice. The only one thing I can say negative is George already picked up on this, is the kind of vines. They do really kind of bleed into the rocks a bit. Hopefully they pop more in person. Great separation in the hair, great details on the cloak. I believe it's sold out, but I do think that a couple of people may have pulled out or not paid up on their pieces there. So do get in touch with Gio if you are interested. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. Gio, you've done really well getting this one. Great work from the team that did this. And let's get back over there and see what Gio thinks. Bye.
Okay, so we're getting into the first portrait close-up. So this is the base. You've got the saber-tooth situation on rocks, some like creeper vines, or on the base. Would like to see probably a little bit more separation in that colour personally, maybe a different shade, given my choice. The bone skull was fantastic, and there is actually different colours to the actual the teeth versus the actual bone of the skull, which I really love that they've done that detail. Look at the boots are fantastic. It's like leather wrapped in rope and vines. She got her own sort of like grip that she's made herself there. It's just beautifully done. Fantastic work on the skin tones. Probably one of the best black coloured statues I've ever seen. It's got like so much different shades. It captures the light absolutely beautifully. Fantastic work on the gold and the sort of greens. It almost looks aged and ancient, which I love. There's like beads and hairs and feathers around her waist. Fantastic shading for a midsection. Very sexy shape. Beautiful form going throughout. Look, this is the complicated junction I was talking about. So you've got sort of like the necklace that covers that seam on the side there, and then you've got basically 3 different parts of the cape all into sort of sectioning it into each other and making it almost seamless. You can see a little tiny hint around the top of the neck there, but again, you can't from sort of here, and you can't from there, so it becomes sort of invisible. Really good work on the nails. I think they look fantastic. The hands, you can see sort of like the bones in the hand, and just fantastic work on that skin. Cape is really, really nice, sort of like flowing in the wind, but it's got rips and holes and everything. You've got feathers, and like you see the cape sort of goes around the back there as well, underneath the hair. But for me, the money on this piece, just for what I paid for it, the face alone is worth, I would have paid that just for this head. This portrait is one of the most beautiful feminine female portraits I've ever seen. And the hair on it is absolutely stunning. All the waves through there. It's got volume, it's got height, it's got power. It's just fantastic. It's not all clumpy, it's all really well painted. Fantastic through the light there. And it's got all sort of bits coming off it. And her portrait of her profile is absolutely stunning. And I'm glad, because I'm not looking at anybody and seeing anyone. I'm not seeing Rihanna, I'm not seeing Halle Berry, I'm just not seeing anyone. I'm seeing Storm. And this is the most beautiful Storm I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm absolutely really pleased with this one. I think it came out really well. Great colours on it, great contrast, nice walking pose, and she's super solid the way it's put together, because her foot not only goes into the base like so, but it's underhooked in there. So it's underhooked to sort of a lump of base, and it sort of sits in there. That toe sits lovely in between that space. So no worries here about this going anywhere. It's fantastically well balanced, and all of the weight is central, which I just absolutely love. So yeah, big fan of this. I'll do the switch outs and give you close-ups on the next piece. So I'll change the portrait, change the arm, and add the lightning effect. Peace. Okay, so this is the hand switch out. So the base, you're well aware. Up the boots, sexy shading, lovely work, lovely skin tones, great contrast with the greens and the turquoise beads and the sort of, I don't know if you'd even call them what they would be, if they're emeralds or what they are, but very, very nice. And then I've basically put on the lightning hand. This is actually my preferred pose. This is why I bought the piece, was for this portrait and this lightning hand. I just love the fact she looks a bit pissed, and she looks like she's gonna fry some people. She's a beyond Omega level mutant, which means she has the ability to control not just like lightnings and storms and winds, but also the oxygen that you have in your lungs. She could make it contract or expand and just pop you like a balloon. She's ridiculously powerful, and has not really shown that in any of the films, or really any of the not the comics, but the animated series and stuff. They always show her just bringing tornadoes and storms and bits and pieces like that. But she has the ability to breathe out of space. She has the ability to actually create a storm that could cover the entire planet and just basically zap the oxygen out of every living thing that's on it. So she's on a crazy level of power. And I kind of like that this pose and this sort of walking captures all that femininity, and as well as the power and the strength that she has. The portrait is just like, it's worth its weight in gold, really. Love the work that they did on the lightning with the translucent resin sort of edges, and then they've got different shades of blue running through it, which just captures that lightning fantastically. Really good job. I did have to take off the cape and the side cape and the necklace to get the head out, just to do it to move the arm back in. So you have to do that if you want to switch the poses up. But I've got to be honest, I think once you've got this piece, I think you're going to keep it like this. I'm going to check out the other portrait, but for me, this is the winner. So we're all done and dusted. Review's been done. I've done the unboxing. I've showed you. It's quite a complicated piece to put together. I've shown you some pictures and some bits and pieces of how it works. And Alex has given you some details on the character and the statue itself. Please, thank you very much for all the love and support that you give to Rad Titan. You know, it's a channel that me and Alex started over 10 years ago, and it's grown from strength to strength. It's given us amazing opportunities, but still the greatest gift is being able to reach out and sort of talk to all of you lot that support us. We know who you are, so thank you very much for always being so awesome. Comments, please comment on the piece. Let me know what you think, where you think it falls down, where you think it stands up. And you know, let me know what you think the best Storm statue is on the market. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this with everyone. You know, it helps our algorithm, it helps the channel growth, and we really do appreciate it. God bless.